needs a pot filler. This is a 48-liter pot that I just invested in this year. And inside it are all of our chicken carcasses that I'm going to be making stock out of. So right now, I'm filling it up about halfway with water. Right, I'm going to turn it on because it has water in it now. I guess I should make sure I got the right burner. So I did some thinking on how I was going to fill this up when it would be so heavy to lift up onto the stove. So then I realized I could use my indoor hose, my indoor garden hose, to fill it up. So I'm just using warm water, and that's why you kind of see a little bit of steam going. And I'm just keeping an eye on. I'm gonna fill it up about halfway and start the process of it. Here's my giant pot. All my chicken carcasses. This is chicken hearts, or no, sorry, it's chicken gizzards and necks in there, in that block. I saved all those too. Normally I would roast these off, but I'm not gonna do that today just because it's a super long process. We're just coming outside to get some herbs. I have a really nice pot of rosemary here. I'm just gonna sneak some of this. I'm gonna try to cut like the new shoots off. Oh, it's cool and breezy this morning. I hear it's supposed to get really warm though. So I'm glad I have AC in the house, because I certainly wouldn't want to be cooking stock in a hot house. It would not go well for me. Bumblebees are busy this morning. This is my thyme patch. It's looking a little worse for wear, I must say, but it's okay. Doesn't have to be pretty. We're not one of those people, those channels where everything looks so pretty and fancy. That's not me. So I'm just again going in here, getting some of the like newer shoots off of here. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of traffic. I don't want the flowers either for this. I would normally roast all of those carcasses, but I just want to save time and get this done because we're soon going to be getting all of our pork, and I just don't want to deal with all the carcasses in the freezer with trying to find room for our pork. And then of course, you know, it's hunting season coming up, so hopefully we have a successful hunting season and our freezer is full. So I'm kind of manifesting that by getting these carcasses out of the way. So I'm gonna take these inside and just soak them in a little bit of cold water and salt, just to make sure there's no bugs on them, while I chop up the onions and garlic to go in there. So there's my herbs soaking in cold water with a little bit of salt. That helps if there's any little critters in there, to just vacate the premises, right? So I have all these like really little tiny onions that we grew. So I'm just like getting the kind of dirty skin off of there, because I'm going to leave the skin on these in the stock pot. So some, you know, and then of course the little end that has the roots on it, we don't want that either because it has dirt. So that one's a little bit hard, so we're just gonna rinse that. Yeah, there's always a use for things, and when some of our onions didn't quite grow up to snuff, I knew I always will either use them for stock, or you can put them in with like your slow cooker meals, because you can just toss them in whole. Now the thing about these is that I will strain them out and like squish them out of their skin, and then you can just mash it up and you can put it right in your stock, and it gives it a lot of really good flavor. That's the reason why I'm leaving the skin on, is because the skin has a lot of good flavor too, and nutrients. Like the nutrients are in the colored parts of vegetables, so you can leave that skin on there. Like I said, we just take the end off there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna toss them in the pot. I'm not measuring, I just have, you know, I just grabbed a handful. We're gonna toss them in there. Now, my herbs, I think I'm gonna put these in a sachet or a little bag, so I don't have to try to fiddle with the little tiny thyme leaves, even though we're gonna strain this. Now, you know what? We're gonna strain this, so I'm just gonna put them in. So they've just been soaking there. Fortunately, in my garden, I don't have a whole lot of pest issues. Ooh, here we go. So these are going in. I just kind of stuffed them down the side of the pot. Now we're gonna get some garlic. Again, I have several of these like pretty small bulbs of garlic. So I'm just kind of getting off the dirt. And then we're gonna take off the bottom. So it has dirt in it. And we're just tossing them in. Already, the house smells phenomenal already. So yeah, just kind of taking that dirt off. I already cleaned these, so they're not too dirty, but taking all that dirt off, tossing it in. And I don't know, I don't have measurements. Once this is made, I'll like taste it, and then if it needs seasoning, I'll season it. It's just really difficult to season something when it is such a large quantity, and you're not gonna really get to know that flavor until it cooks down. So yeah, just like, you know, toss it in. You don't have to skin it. Like I say, with garlic and onion, there is a lot of flavor in the skin and a lot of nutrients in the skin. And you're gonna strain it out anyway, so just go with it. Make sure there's no dirt, of course, like I say, or rot. So like I can see that all these are good. Tossing them in. I found some carrots in my garden, in our carrot patch, that have gone to seed. And they're so woody you just can't eat them, but the flavor is good, so we're gonna toss those in. So you can see, like, just really nasty, woody, gone to seed. I can barely cut that. Yeah, see, look, it's really, but the nutrients are there and the flavor's there, so they're going in the pot. I'm just cutting the ends off because there still could be a little bit of dirt in the air. They were all washed, but I just don't want to chance that. So yeah, just cutting these ends off, tossing them in. This is it might be okay, but I think I'm just going to toss it in anyway. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit just to, and the skins, yeah, don't bother peeling your carrots. Toss them in. When I was in culinary school, we used to have a bucket in the walk-in, and all of the like carrot ends, carrot peelings, onion peelings, garlic peelings, celery bits, all of that went into the bucket and was used to make stock. And so that's kind of what I think about. There's one stray onion. Let's get that end off and just toss that in. So yeah, okay, so you can see, like, just really nasty, woody, gone to seed. I can barely cut that. Yeah, see, look, it's really, but the nutrients are there and the flavor's there, so they're going in the pot. I'm just cutting the ends off because there still could be a little bit of dirt in the air. They were all washed, but I just don't want to chance that. So yeah, just cutting these ends off, tossing them in. This is it might be okay, but I think I'm just going to toss it in anyway. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit just to, and the skins, yeah, don't bother peeling your carrots. Toss them in. When I was in culinary school, we used to have a bucket in the walk-in, and all of the like carrot ends, carrot peelings, onion peelings, garlic peelings, celery bits, all of that went into the bucket and was used to make stock. And so that's kind of what I think about. There's one stray onion. Let's get that end off and just toss that in. So yeah, what the pot looks like. Editing mini here, or I just realized that I just filmed all of that content on portrait mode, and I'm sorry, so the rest of the video is going to be done right, I promise. And yeah, the stock is on and cooking, so I'm grabbing a cup of coffee, and yeah, I'll kind of take you through the rest of it as we go. It's not boiling yet, but when it does, I'll show you what it looks like. Bye. Okay, so we're boiling, and we've been boiling for two hours, and I just keep stirring things around and moving things around to make sure everything's getting into the stock water and cooked really well. So you can see a lot of fat on the top, and that is really good for you. So when I freeze this, I'm going to leave the fat in it. Alrighty, we are to the exciting point of removing whatever we can get out of the pot so that we can let it cool to the point where we can strain it. So the majority of the things that are coming out are bones and some meat, but we want to just get the bulk of it out so that both things can cool. Right now, this has been boiling since 11 o'clock and it's 2 o'clock, 3 hours. So yeah, we're just pulling out all of these big pieces of bones. And I'm just putting them into my big bowl here. They're gonna need to cool, the same as the stock is gonna need to cool. It's right now, it's just too hot to manage. So I'm getting that out. I haven't always had this large equipment. In my home, but I pick up pieces of it when I can. So like this pot was on sale at the beginning of the summer, so we picked it up, and this bowl was on sale at some point, I think probably over the winter, last winter. So this bowl was on sale, I think over the winter at some point. I picked that up. It's a matter of just picking up things when I can. And our goal is to, at least my goal, is to close the system. So it's not necessarily about saving money, although we have saved a lot of money doing this. We got 38 separate meals off of our 11 chickens for the winter. And I can't tell you the figures right off the top of my head, but we did save quite a bit of money in doing that. A hand cramp. So yeah, I mean, it's a matter of closing the system so we know where this meat has come from. We know, it's the lessening the amount of travel that your food goes through, so that you can know where your food comes from, and that saves money and it saves time, and it's just, if you have the ability to do it, I highly recommend it. It's not easy, it's not for everyone, but if you feel like you can do it and you have the space to do it, do it. I highly recommend it. It's very gratifying knowing where your food comes from, and that day when you put your animals into the freezer is a celebration of your hard work, and it is that hard work and dedication that makes you feel good when you're eating a good meal. That connection to your food is what I feel like we're missing when we talk about people who are unhealthy or eating unhealthy. We're missing that connection to your food. You're just eating because you're hungry, and you're not necessarily enjoying your food to the fullest. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. So I'm going to finish doing this. My phone is actually dying. But yeah, I'm going to try to get out all the carcass big pieces right now so that this can cool down, and then we'll strain it out, pick all the meat out of here that's usable, and freeze that too. Alrighty, welcome to day 2 of stock making with Minnie. Just kidding. Yeah, so the big pot is out again today, and we are going to make turkey stock. I do have one turkey carcass, and yeah, so we're gonna make turkey stock out of that. I mean, I have a lot of stock made from the chicken, and chicken and turkey stock are really you know, interchangeable, but I have the turkey carcass from our turkey, and so I'm gonna make it into turkey stock today. And so yeah, let me show you all the stock I have in the freezer. This is the inside of my freezer, and this is how I froze my chicken stock, or I'm freezing my chicken stock. It's not quite frozen, but it is in bags and flat on these cookie sheets. 1, 2, 3 cookie sheets. And so yeah, freezing it like that in 2-cup packages. There's my turkey carcass that needs to come out. I can't carry it and manage this camera phone at the same time. So yeah, that's my method for freezing the stock. I don't know, we got quite a bit. I didn't even count at this point. It was 8 o'clock last night when we finished packaging it and like straining it. I got 3 big, probably 2-pound packages of chicken meat also. Yeah, same idea as yesterday. Going to get it on the stove with some more carrots that I pulled out of the garden, more tiny onions, more tiny garlic, all the things for flavor. I'm going to go out and catch some herbs, and I'm going to get that going. And yeah, that's about it. That's my stock making journey for this year. The other meat that we have, that we raised, is pork. And sorry, this is crooked. Is pork. And so I'm not really gonna make a stock out of the pork. And then the other meat, of course, that we're gonna be putting in the freezer is deer meat, venison. So I'm not gonna make stock out of either one of those. I was thinking about making a venison bone broth this year. Bone broth's really good for you. So I'm trying to really amp up my immune system for this winter. I spent last winter and the previous, most of my winters I spent being pretty sick. So we're gonna amp up that immune system. I don't know what's on my shirt. Oh, it's Javex or something, like a bleach stain. So yeah, I'm gonna amp up my immune system and try to really keep on the bone broth consumption. And I don't like drinking it, so I eat it with rice, and that's really good for you. So we're gonna get the turkey stock going, and yeah. If I do make venison bone broth, I think I might make a video about that. If you guys are interested in that, put a comment and let me know. If you liked this video, if you want to see more of my like lifestyle stuff, let me know. Yeah, I mean, the things that I do are kind of unlike a lot of things that people normally do. I'm not one of those traditional homestead type people. You know, we're just doing what works for us. So if you'd like to watch that, if you're interested in that, leave a comment. If you want to see some more soapy stuff, or how I run my business, leave a comment. If you want to see some advocacy stuff that I do, leave a comment about that. So yeah, that's gonna end this video. I don't think I need to show you how the turkey stock's gonna go down. It's pretty much the same as the chicken. And yeah, so that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And yeah, please leave a comment, leave a like if you like all this stuff and, you know, all that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, bye.